Hello friends, this is Professor Nilesh Kade, and in this video series we are learning about the place of supply. Let us start with the place of supply of goods. Usually in case of goods, the place of supply is where the goods are delivered. So the place of supply of goods is the place where ownership of goods changes. See, this is where you have to understand. Example, in case of sales in a supermarket, the place of supply is the supermarket itself. It means the place of ownership, where the place of ownership of goods is changing, that is the place of supply. You take certain good and go to Delhi, and if you sell that good in Delhi, then place of supply is Delhi. This is what we understand this from this point. If there is no movement of goods, then the place of supply is the location of the goods. No movement of goods means immovable property. Let us say land. If land is situated in Karnataka, then obviously the place of supply is the Karnataka. If the land is situated in Goa, it is obviously understood that the place of supply of such good is Goa. Even if the owner of that land is somewhere in other country and he is selling it there, even till then we understand that place of supply of good is Goa itself, right? So the place of supply in cases where goods that are assembled and installed will be location where the installation is done. Let us suppose an elevator is about to be installed in a supermarket which is situated in Bangalore, but the company which installs it and assembles it is from Hyderabad. So from Hyderabad the elevator is bought. Every part of that elevator is bought from Hyderabad and it is installed at Bangalore. So the place of supply will be Bangalore and not Hyderabad, right? Now, place of supply of goods. Let us understand this chart. We have serial number. This is the cases, okay, condition, and then place of supply. When there is movement of goods, then the location at which movement of good terminates or for the delivery, okay, where the movement of good ends, that is the place of supply. Like I am sitting in Karnataka, and if I purchase some good from Punjab, then from Punjab goods are coming to Karnataka. Then Karnataka is the place of consumption, place of destination, and therefore Karnataka is the place of supply. When there is no movement of good, then obviously location of good at the time of delivery to the recipient, if there is no movement of good. When the goods are assembled or installed at site, then the place of supply of assembly will be the place of supply. When the goods are supplied on board, a mode of conveyance, then location at which the goods are taken on board. Like for example, if there are certain goods which are transported on board from Gujarat to Kerala. Now on board means if you are shifting all such goods on a ship, and the ship is traveling from Gujarat to Kerala through sea, through Arabian Sea, then what is happening here? Then the place of supply will be the Gujarat only, because the goods are sending on board. Hope you are understanding this point. Bill to ship to transactions, the place of the place where invoice is charged. What do you mean by bill to ship to transaction? You are sending bill somewhere and you are shipping the goods somewhere else. Like for example, I am sitting here in Karnataka and my sister stays in Gujarat, and I purchase something on Amazon for Raksha Bandhan for my sister. Now I tell to the Amazon that I want the bill and you are shipping the goods to Gujarat where my sister is staying. So bill is given to me in Karnataka, goods are shipped to her in Gujarat, and therefore this is called as bill to ship to transaction. For in this case, the place where invoice is charged. So if the invoice is charged to me, invoice is bill. If bill is charged to me, then place of supply is in Karnataka only. Hope you are understanding this case. And this is obvious, this is quite obvious. It is also a common sense. Please understand, if I am shipping to someone else for free of cost, how can you send the bills to them? Because I am gifting, right? Next point, when the goods are supplied at the instruction of third party, address of such third party will be the place of supply. This is as good as bill to ship to transaction. In case of imports, location of importer. For in case of exports, location outside India, and therefore exports are considered as zero rated supply because we do not charge GST outside India. Place of supply of services. Those were the example of goods. Now, place of supply of services. Generally, the place of supply of service is the location of the service recipient. Why this is learned separately? Friends, you can separate ownership and goods quite easily, but you cannot separate the service provider and services. Like there is some music artist, he wants to perform the music. No, you cannot separate the artist from music, right? Whatever service he is going to give, that is with the service provider only, and therefore we have to learn about place of supply for services separately. Generally, the place of supply of service is the location of the service recipient. Wherever is the service recipient, obviously there the services are given, and that is the place of supply, right? So in cases where services are provided to an unregistered dealer and their location is not available, the location of service provider will be the place of supply of place of provision of such service. I will read this again. In cases where the services are provided to an unregistered dealer and their location is not available, the location of service provider will be the place of provision of service, right? There is a person Mr. X, and there is another person Mr. Y. So Mr. X is supplying service. Mr. X is supplying service, and let us suppose he is registered. Mr. Y is receiving the service, and let us suppose that he is unregistered. So in this case, if you are giving the supply of service to an unregistered dealer, then we will understand that yes, the service provider is supplying service at his own place of business, and therefore Mr. X, whatever is the location of Mr. X, that is the location of supply of service. That is the place of supply of service. Hope you are understanding this. Special provisions have been made to determine the place of supply for the following services. So what are those special provisions? Let us first understand the services. Services related to immovable property, restaurant services, admission to events, transportation of goods and passengers, telecom services, banking and financial insurance services. This is there in the next slide, we will see it later. In case of services related to immovable property, the location of the property is the place of provision of services. So in case of immovable property, what is the location? The location is the place of provision of services. Wherever is the location of that property, if you are supplying service there, that is the place of supply, right? I have a garden. Let me give you an example. I have a garden which is very much adjacent to my home residential place. Now I call someone from other state, some professional gardener, to make my maintenance of the annual maintenance of the gardening. So if that person is coming from another state to my state, and if he is supplying service in the garden at my place of residence, then what is the place of supply of service? The place of supply of service is the place of such immovable property, the place of garden, right? So he will be paying IGST because from other state he is coming and he is supplying services. Hope this is understood. Now let us understand the cases for immovable property related services, including hotel, accommodation, boat or vessel. The location at which immovable property is located for the immovable property, and if it is located outside India, the location of recipient we are going to consider for boat or vessel services. Now restaurant or catering services, personal grooming like your salon and beauty parlors, Fitness including cosmetic and plastic surgery, location where the services are actually performed. So if let us suppose there is some Mr. XYZ who is the actor of a film and he wants to get his face plastic certified. So if he is taking plastic surgery services in let us suppose he is going to America and there he is taking plastic surgery service, then what is the location? Location is obviously America, where the plastic surgery service is being performed. Now, training and performance appraisal. In this case, for B2B, like business to business, location of such registered person. For B2C, like business to customer, location of service performance will be the place of supply. Event organizing and related services. For B2B is a registered person, B2C, the location of such service performance. If located outside India, then it is location of the recipient. Transportation of goods including mails or courier. For B2B is the location of such a registered person, B2C location of service where the service is terminated, or location of service performance. Look at these 2 points, B2B, B2C, B2B, B2C, B2B, B2C, all the points are same. If it is located outside India, the location of recipient. This is what you have to understand common. And the last point, service on board or conveyance. Here the location of first scheduled point of departure, that is what we are going to learn, right? Then telecommunication services. For fixed line or dish or antenna installed, a location where such device is installed. Obviously fixed line is your landline phone. If your landline phone is at your home, then that is the place of supply. If dish or antenna is installed, you have Tata Sky, you have Videocon DTH, you have Airtel TV or whatever, then that is the place of supply wherever it is installed. For mobile, for postpaid services, wherever the billing is done, and for prepaid services, the sale of prepaid vouchers, wherever the prepaid vouchers are sold, that is the place of supply. If address is not available, then the address of supplier will be considered as the place of supply. Supply by way of electronic means, through emails. You are taking some courses online, then that is the service that they are giving. Then that in that case, the location of the recipient at that time of supply. So if you are sitting in Karnataka and receiving the online course from America, then place of supply is, if you are wherever you are sitting, if you are sitting in Karnataka, or if you are sitting in Madhya Pradesh, that will be the place of supply. When supplied to an unregistered dealer, what will happen? When the recipient address is available, location of such recipient. When recipient address is not available, location of supplier. This is the case of reverse charge, right? In next video we will learn about reverse charge. So this is all about supply, place of supply of goods and place of supply of services according to section 12 of IGST Act. Hope you have understood. For any doubts and clarifications, you can comment below, just below this video. Please like and subscribe this channel, right? See you in next video. Thank you.